I'm sitting here this evening with Alchemilla, which is Lady's Mantle, and she's been so attractive to me over the last 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm really not surprised, because after 15 years of growing this herb, she's taken on new meanings for me, and this often happens to herbalists. And I've been really enjoying just watching her coming into full flower over the last couple of days as the full moon comes upon us, and she really is actually one of our herbs of Bealtine here in Ireland traditionally. And one of the ways in which I would have used Alchemilla certainly extensively in clinical practice was to support women with different menstrual irregularities. She's a superb uterine tonic, so women going through different transitions at different stages of their lives, and as her name suggests, she is an alchemical herb. And for any herbalists really wishing to move beyond understanding plants in the medical way in which we're trained and to work more intuitively with plants, Alchemilla really is a guide and actually a gateway herb for working more with the plant spirit. It's a Venutian herb, Alchemilla, and as such she governs blood. And I think that's why she's so important for women at different transitions in her life, because for us, blood is our vital force, and we see it so evidently in all the cycles that affect us. And I would have used it in the past to support women through all different transitions of their life. So girls coming into menses on a very medical level, and mothers coming into motherhood through birth, again, where blood is such a vital aspect, and also for women in perimenopause and menopause, where the blood is leaving them and there's this massive transition that occurs again, and it's seen through our vital force, our blood. And Alchemilla and ritual to Alchemilla is really key during these transitions. As an alchemical plant, she has the power to transmute and transform. Other things about her Venutian energy as well is that she brings balance, and a connection to the divine feminine, and this can be seen in all things and all persons. I absolutely love how beautifully and with such ease I can see this within Ross, and also our 9-year-old son Rowan, and this divine feminine coming through just as much as I see in our own little daughters. And as such, it can be a plant that's used to help connect to that divine feminine for anyone, really. Also she is a very important herb, I believe, for women who are going through this much deeper transition that really occurs from I think 39 years old, and that deeper transition is actually a more of a connection to self, a connection to our bodies, and that's the way in which Alchemilla really helps us. It helps us bring us back into connection and re-love and reconnect with our bodies. And for many women at that stage of life, there is a lot of trauma. There can be a lot of trauma around the womb, whether they've become mothers or not become mothers, it doesn't matter either way. There can be a lot of trauma around the womb for women at that age, and it's coming forth, and Alchemilla really brings healing for us in that regard. And also there's just this coming back to self, and there's certainly this thinning and pruning of dead wood and things that don't serve us, and we do become far more embodied as women during this time, and that's when this deeper transition into crone actually begins to happen, and all of these things are a very important part of that, and a lot of it does involve our connection to our bodies and our connection to our vital force, our blood. And I really believe that Alchemilla has a key part to play in much of this. And for centuries, Alchemilla has been used in ritual in Ireland and across the globe. And I very much hope that for anyone really wishing to reconnect with these type of energies, that they would consider using Alchemilla and this reintroduction of Alchemilla into ceremony and into ritual for us, and especially at this time of Bealtine, as she is such a Venutian and a Bealtine herb. Just a little bit on Alchemilla and how she can bring us this heart opening and this reconnection to ourselves and to self.